Guys, you will never believe what Claude just dropped for SketchUp.
My breakfast takes longer than my 3D modeling right now.
Claude just shipped the biggest AI update our industry has ever seen.
So Claude now connects with SketchUp.
Each Claude is building a full kitchen model.
Claude can now generate models directly in SketchUp.
If you've been anywhere on social media lately, you might have seen people claiming that Claude can generate fully workable SketchUp models just by typing in a prompt. Just being able to type what you want and generating a SketchUp model can literally save hours of time for architects. But it also sounds a bit too good to be true, isn't it? So in this video, we're going to exactly break down what Claude can do inside SketchUp. I'm Salman, an architect and illustrator. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so we can grow together as a design community. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing is the setup, and it's actually very simple and straightforward. I'm using a free version of Claude here, not the pro version, and also a free SketchUp account. No subscription is required if you want to try this workflow. Once you're logged into Claude, look for the Customize option on the left sidebar. That opens up your connectors panel. Think of it as Claude's way of linking up your existing tools. Hit the plus icon, browse for SketchUp and add it. It'll automatically redirect you to Timble login page where you can sign in using your SketchUp account. One thing to watch here is when it asks for permission, make sure all the three toggles are checked. And that's it. Before we get started, I want to let you know that we've just launched a complete AI visualization masterclass for architects and designers. Now there are already a lot of AI courses on the internet, but most of them miss the most practical use cases of AI for architects. And that is exactly what we have focused here. Inside this course, you will learn how to turn sketches, CAD drawings and 3D models into high-quality renders. Generate consistent multi-angle views of your model, edit specific materials or elements without starting over, and we're covering exteriors, interiors and master plans with unique workflows in this course. The biggest focus here is control. You will be able to tweak everything from lighting, environment and vegetation so your renders don't feel random anymore. You'll also get a complete PDF system with 130 plus prompt combinations to guide your process. Right now, this course is in a waiting list phase and you can get it at a much lower price. The prices will be increasing once it's officially launched, so make sure to grab that offer from the link in the description. For the first test, let's keep it really simple. Let's ask Claude to generate a rectangular house 30 by 40 feet with a specific wall height, a pitched roof and basic window and door placements. Just a very simple and basic architectural prompt. Before you hit run, double check that the SketchUp connector is actually toggled on your chat. There's a connectors option in the chat bar and that thing is easy to miss. Hit run and we wait for a few minutes. This can take anywhere between 3 minutes to 5 minutes depending on the complexity of your model, and it actually comes back with something. Let's download the file and open it. On the first look, that's not bad at all. The roof, walls and the floors are all present. Let's quickly check the dimensions, and that's accurate. That's 30 by 40 and the wall height is spot on. Everything is neatly organized into groups: walls, roofs, floors, which is genuinely useful if you plan to edit them later. But here's where the problem begins. The doors and windows, they are just decorative, so there's no opening and there's no cutout on the wall. This is fine if you want to use this for a simple massing perspective, but the moment you try to take this into a rendering software like D5 or Enscape, that becomes a real problem. The second issue with this is the walls themselves. Instead of clean, solid geometry, they are built as soft surfaces, which means you cannot use the push or pull tool and it only works on one axis. Try to adjust the wall thickness or extend it the other way and you're stuck. For anyone who models in SketchUp regularly, that's going to be extremely frustrating. So where does this leave us? It's useful, but in a very narrow perspective. If you're working on a site and you have the basic dimensions of your building and the height of the ceiling, you can use this workflow to quickly generate a massing model and see how it looks. This will get you that model in 5 minutes. But if you plan to use this for designing, rendering or any other important workflows, this is definitely not going to help. Instead of spending the 5 minutes in this workflow, you could actually use it to build the model by yourself, which is actually just going to take 5 minutes only, and that will be far more practical. Now for the second test, I'm giving Claude a PDF which has proper working drawings of a kitchen layout. We have a floor plan and elevations of 3 walls of the kitchen, and each unit has its own dimensions called out clearly. Let's go back to Claude, upload the PDF, and the prompt is simple. Create a SketchUp model based on this document with accurate dimensions and detail. Hit run, and this takes about 3.5 minutes. We can see that it reads through every page of the PDF and it starts building each element one by one. And at the end, we have a SketchUp model. Let's download that and take a look. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. This is pretty rough. Let's hide the roof and bring in the floor plan to compare. And yeah, that's definitely not great. The footprint of the room that we provided itself is not a clean rectangle. There's a notch cut on the bottom left, right? That's pretty fundamental thing to get wrong. The chimney, I think that grey massing here is supposed to be the chimney, but it doesn't look like one. And the cabinets, they are all overlapping each other. The overall X and Y dimensions of the space are somewhere close, but everything inside is basically unusable. Honestly, it would take you much longer to fix this model rather than rebuilding entirely from scratch. So this use case, working drawing to 3D model with Claude, completely falls short. So moving on to the third use case, this time let's try something different. A furniture model from a reference image. I was browsing Pinterest and I found this coffee table with a really unique form. Let's download the image, go back to Claude and upload it. Let's ask it to recreate the table as a SketchUp model, and we can also give it a dimension for the AI to anchor to, and let's type a radius of 2 or maybe 2.5 feet, and this takes close to 4 minutes to generate. And we have the model. Let's download it and compare side by side. So the overall attempt here, it clearly tries to capture the shape, but the bottom of the table on the model comes out as a helical form, but on the original image, it's more like a half sphere curving inward. And the top of the table, that should be a curve too. But Claude has made something completely flat. The dimension is pretty close, and everything else, it's not quite there. For this kind of use case, honestly, we could rather use an AI image to 3D converter, which would give us a far better result. So at this point, I'm thinking maybe we need to give it a detailed description for the Claude AI to generate a better result. So I take a simple floor plan and use ChatGPT to write a super detailed description of everything in it, every door, window and furniture. Then let's go to Claude, upload the image and the detailed description together and ask it to recreate the model. Let's download that, and it's actually more disappointing than the last one. The layout is completely changed. Things are merged together that it shouldn't be. The bed is sort of there, but the proportions are way off. The furniture is mismatched. Nothing lines up with the original plan. All the details that we provided on the prompt did not help, and this is completely unusable. So for the last one, I tried to push it even further. Let's try creating an auditorium with this Claude AI. I wrote a pretty detailed prompt, 800-seater auditorium, clear X and Y dimensions, seating arrangement broken down row by row, aisle width of 4 to 5 feet. Basically, the entire layout is spelled out as a prompt. This one took about 4 minutes to generate, and the result, yeah, it's not quite there yet. The first thing that I noticed is the seating has been pushed outside the model. Everything is scattered. It feels like Claude locked into the original dimensions that we gave, but completely lost the plot on how to arrange the elements together and how it's supposed to work together spatially. To be fair, the color coding is kind of interesting. The stage is orange, the chairs are blue, the aisle is grey. We can tell that it understood the basic brief to a certain level, but when you try to bring all of those elements together into one coherent space, they just don't fit. They overlap, they don't align, and they don't kind of read like a building. Once again, the only thing that actually holds up here is the dimension. Everything else falls completely apart. So is there any value in this at all? You could use this workflow when you're in your early stage of design and you want to test the building footprint to see how many seats will fit into your auditorium. But you could actually use AutoCAD or any other 2D software for doing that, and that is actually much simpler than this workflow. The only other scenario where I think this workflow might help is when you're working on your design and you want to understand the basic elements in a 3-dimensional space as a volumetric space. You could use this workflow. But once again, that's much of a stretch. So my final verdict here is, don't fall for these viral Instagram reels without trying to understand what they're capable of and testing them practically. Claude for SketchUp is not there yet, but I'm not writing it off completely. Think of what AI images used to be just 2 to 3 years ago. They used to be a complete mess. But right now, we have these photorealistic renders with AI. So that is how I see this workflow and process as well. It's a very beginning of something. Just 1 month ago, we wouldn't have thought that we could just type in a prompt and generate a SketchUp model. It's also worth noting that there are a lot of architects and designers who have been using Claude inside Rhino and Revit, and they are able to use it in a far more practical ways. If you're someone who does that, feel free to share your thoughts and feedback in the comments. So let's treat this video as a benchmark. Let's come back to the same workflows a few months later and see how things have improved. Make sure to check out the AI Visualization Mastery course from the link in the description, and don't miss out on the waitlist offer. Share this video with your friends and let them know how practical Claude and SketchUp can be. If you found this video to be helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what are the workflows you would like to see in future. You can follow me on Instagram and the handle is right here. I'll see you on the next one.